Daniel 3:24b. Hala guvrin talata remena lago nura makapatin anayan va'amarin lamalka yatz tziva malka. That brings us to Saluk Sof Pasuk here in the second part of Daniel 3:24. Let's go back to the beginning. Hala, this word is interesting because it has the yes-no question particle hey and then the negative particle. There are three of these in Biblical Aramaic, and they're the introduction to a rhetorical question. They're not the only rhetorical question, but this is the yes or no rhetorical question kind of form. So coming up next, we have Gimel Beit Resh. It's a plural, men, and then determined state on the number 3. Aren't these the 3 men, right? And then Resh Mem He is our verbal root here, where this is a pa'al, perfect, first person common plural. We threw. And then the next phrase here, to the middle of the fire, which we have certainly seen plenty of times before, and leading up to Zakev Katon. Here, once again, cueing off of the mem prefix and the double middle radical, we see that this is the pa'el, passive, participle, masculine plural, of that binding verb, so bound, okay? So aren't these the 3 men that we threw into the middle of the fire bound? And then after the Zakev Katon, they answered and said, and it's answering with a pa'al participle masculine plural in both cases. They answered and said to the king, coming to the Zakev Katon here, true. And then true, O king. This is a vocative use of the determined state on king. True, O king. Now, a few things to talk about here. Firstly, placing these 3 men in the front before the verb, we see that this is definitely a situation of object fronting. Aren't these the 3 men? Now, why is 3 so important? Well, we're about to find out after verse 24. Aren't these the 3 men that we cast bound into the middle of the fire? So here you have the answer and said to the king, true, O king. Now the part about true, we remember that this is a rhetorical question that's phrased in a yes-no kind of way. So the normal way for a language like Hebrew or Aramaic that lack a yes word to give a yes answer to a yes-no question is an echo response. So do you like ice cream? Like. So whereas no would be the negative answer. Well, it seems like this is another way right here to say, yes, O king, those are the 3 men. This subject is treated in Biblical Aramaic for biblical interpreters on page 29.